Hello, my guys and my goons and my people and my friends. I'm very excited to be here, and I know this is not the face you usually see, but like you should already know, we already told you guys that like things were gonna change, things are gonna be different. So yes, this is different. My name is Idarisis Joseph, but like it's usually difficult for people to pronounce, so I usually go with Idara. And even at that, a lot of people at my workplace can still not pronounce it, and in the public generally, Idara. There's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, so I am the host, and I am excited to be doing this with you. I was going to say for you, but I think we're doing this together, so I'm excited to be doing this with you, and I hope you are excited as I am, and we're going to enjoy the ride. So what I'm going to be doing here today is basically an introduction, so like, you know, we can rapport on like a more personal level where like I tell you stuff about myself, so that like eventually if you or your family member or somebody you know comes on the show, you know that you have to, also tell me stuff about yourself, so we can be in the same, I don't know the word, but you get the point, we'll be in the same, you feel me? Yeah, so I am Idara Joseph. I like to identify as she, not today them, she, yeah, but like where I'm getting at is Gen Z millennial. I'm Gen Z-ish, but sometimes my attitude might come off not very Gen Z-ish, but you get the point. But I'm Gen Z, I was born not very long ago, yeah. I have been in Akwa Ibom. I'm from Akwa Ibom, I know you already guessed, but I've been in Akwa Ibom for most of my life. I think the first time I left Akwa Ibom was for NYSC. So like primary school, secondary school, university, my whole life has been in Akwa Ibom, which is as beautiful as, just cut that out because I'm about to drag my state. Yeah, so like I said, I've been in Akwa Ibom for most of my life. I had a very interesting not interesting, it was just that my parents are deeper life, so like I am deeper life-ish. So you know that my childhood was not parties and party bags, and television was even a problem. So like I don't really know Dora the Explorer, SpongeBob, Tom and Jerry. I used to watch it on AKBC that time. I can't even broadcasting kini. But you get the point. My point is that my childhood was not glamorous and stuff. My parents are not very wealthy as well, so here and there. But yeah, so like while I get into it, I'm going to something about me that I feel like people I like to think of myself as very interesting. I was telling the guy behind the camera today that I'm all that and I'm great and I'm, amazing. And he goes, "You're not all that. Who are you? You're not there yet." I hear that a lot, but I think I'm all that. I like to think of myself as all that. And I also feel like people really underestimate, like I'm very aware, I'm very self-aware. That's what it is, I think. Like if I'm talking to you, I know if you like me, I know if you don't like me, I know if you're like doing eye service, I know all of that. If I'm not following you up with it, it's because I don't have energy. And like they say, too much words, they reduce steez. And my steez, like I said, is high up there. So I don't like to, bring down, hello, you get the point, yeah. I have had like quite a couple of interesting experiences. Like I said, I wasn't born so long ago, but like for somebody who wasn't born so long ago, I have had quite the experience. Off the top of my head, there are two very, I need you to bear with me because this is me being vulnerable, yeah? So that, like I said earlier, if you're coming on the show, you will gist with me. I've told you my life secrets, so you will tell me your own life secrets as well. But yeah, the point is that I have had, like off the top of my head, I can think of like two incidences where I felt like I was going to off myself. Not necessarily off myself, but like I was not in a good place. First 20, and I think the first issue resulted in the second issue. 2018, I had some sexual assault thing that went on with me. And it was really crazy because I think I had just gotten into university. Okay, I think that was my second year in university. So I went to University of U. So anybody that knows like it's around like 7 p.m. ish is when you're going to like try to get food and stuff. So I didn't have money. I didn't have a lot of money at the time. So I said, let me go and withdraw somewhere. So I went to withdraw. And then I was in the midst of boys that I don't know who they were, but like I was in the midst of some people. There was a whole thing. I'm trying to not give details, but I think I should give details because so I went to withdraw. I went to the bank to withdraw. I went to the ATM to withdraw. And then there's like people on the queue. So I joined the queue. And then somebody comes and is like, oh, I really need to withdraw. I have this, that. A guy. And then he joins the queue. For context, once again, my 200 level. So I was little, yeah. But I was pretty. But I was little, yeah. So I joined the queue, they joined the queue and blah, blah, blah. Point is that within seconds, like there are people around me and stuff. And then there's like opening of shirts and then there's guns and then there's knives and then there's, let's go here. You're going to have to move. Let's like move. No, look me like that. Hello, move, fine girl. So I went with them, went to some lecture hall. It's late. Lecture hall. That's not even the part they do night class, so like it was empty. And then they took turns. They were like 4, 3, 4. And for context, at this point, I was purely virgin. Nothing had happened with me in that aspect of my life at the time. So I think it really traumatized me. At the time, I didn't know that it had like gotten to me as much as it did. And I'm very shout out to my mother because I think the next morning I called her and like it was a whole thing. I was crying, my mommy was crying, everybody in the office was crying. It was a really vulnerable moment for my mom and I. I think that was where my mom and I like really, because like at that point I didn't have any other person. I just had my mom. So like I had to like really tell her what happened, how it happened. And at first I was concerned that she was going to, my mom, like I said, my mom is deeper life, so expectedly she's strict. But like after that whole incident, I discovered that she's not even all that strict. So if in the circle of my friends, my mother, she's like my guy. So shout out to you, Maju. So I call my mom the next morning and then like, we figure it out, go to the medical center and blah, 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 blah. And then my mom was you're not going to go back to the hostel, you don't want to. And it was calm for me because I wasn't even ready to go back to the hostel. So I stayed at home for a while. And subsequently, like I said, I didn't even know how much it had affected me until like, I was now like I didn't want to attend classes anymore. I didn't want to go out anymore. I was always in the house with my mom, my family. If like I didn't like want men around me, but now I don't care, so I'm good. But at the time, I didn't like, want men around me and stuff. So I really struggled a lot with like communicating with people generally, not just men, people as a whole, going out in public, going to get food, which is why I stayed at home for a minute after all that happened, because when you come back to school, you are around strangers. So yeah, that was, I think, 2018, early 2018, like April-ish. Sometime in August, as per usual, towards the end of the month or so, I got my period, and then my period didn't stop. It didn't go away. It was there. That's 2018. From 2018 to 2020, that was what was happening. Like it just come and then it goes for like 2 weeks and then it's back. So consistently for about 3 years-ish. Okay, 2020, beginning of 2020, just before COVID, was when I had to figure it out. But yeah, from like 2018 to 2020, I had the problem. And I feel like it's very underrated. I went to the hospital and I was told it was hormonal imbalance. Hormonal what? Which hormone is imbalanced? And it's something that happens a lot. Like you would be shocked at the number of women that go through this kind of stuff. Do you get me? So yeah, I think I really struggled with that. That also, for just so you get it, woman with issue of blood. You know the Bible thing that they said somebody was bleeding for 5 years. I think I don't remember the story. But yeah, that was what it was consistently. So like it was terrible. Terrible is an understatement, actually, because it was awful. And again, that had affected me. Normally, at the time, I wasn't even somebody who, like, right now, my self-esteem is high up in. That's why I sometimes overhype myself, because at some point in my life, I didn't even think I was all that. Do you get me? But yeah, at that point, it now really like got to me, because I didn't have to stay out too long with people, because now this is not even 2018, it's like 2019, 2020-ish. My mates were like having a good time, you know, meeting boys, going out. I can't go out like that except I want to embarrass myself. So yeah, it really made me, you know, retreat. I am a jovial person. I am an extrovert. I like to talk. I like to express myself. I like to be heard. Exactly. So at the time, it kind of like toned down a lot of that. So I now started seeing myself as an introvert. Not now that I see myself as an introvert. I see myself as an introvert now because I don't have money. Yeah, but that's different. At the time, I had to become an introvert because of my mental health. And as much as mental health kidney is overflowed, at the time I didn't know that's what it was. But in retrospect, I could have been depressed. Yeah, because I could stay days and not talk to people. I would talk to, like, I had to go to school, yeah. So my friends, they knew I was hanging out with them and stuff. But apart from that, if you would wake up the next day and hear that I had committed suicide, you'd be like, suicide? Why suicide? But like, in my heart of hearts, it was just me. I didn't even tell my mom. Yeah, at this point, I didn't even tell my mom. Because, in the process of this thing happening, I went to the hospital once to see a doctor. Now, like I said, it's come and then pause and then come again, like for a stretch. So I went to the hospital once. I used to go to the hospital and then they'll give me some drugs and then it's going to stop for like 2 weeks and then it'll keep up again. So I went to the hospital once and then I tried to tell this woman that this is what happened. And then she goes, so you have been having sex? You are having sex? And I'm like, that, no, that's not what it is exactly. Once or twice, but like, it was not even of my own volition. Do you get the whole rape shit? Now escalated the whole thing that this is what we always do. You go and do this, go and do that, and then you say it's rape care. That who raped you? Like you're a liar. It became a whole thing, and I literally started wailing because on God, like this is something that had literally just happened some months ago, and I'm coming to tell you as a doctor that this is what's going on with me and blah, blah, blah. And then you're escalating the issue and taking my file to another doctor's place to say, she threw the file on the table. I don't even know what, tell her to tell you a nonsense story now, some cock and bull story she's telling me. I was traumatized. But then, because my mother is my guy, and my mother had hand in that school, yeah, I went and reported now. And then it was a whole thing, yeah. But yeah, I think that was another thing that in the course of the whole fiasco that was happening, there was a lot of times I would go to the hospital and then she wasn't the only one. That was just that was the most, that one stuck to me. That one got to me a lot because it was unnecessary. It didn't need to happen. Do you get? I was at my most vulnerable and then like it escalated. There were people outside in the waiting room. She went out and was talking and then she took my file and flung it and it hurt my feelings. But yeah, those two events, you know, the hormonal imbalance thing and the rape thing, those are events that I feel like have molded me up to, they have not molded per se, but like they've played a role in who I have become. And after that, 2020, 2021, I think there's something they usually say about how like girls when they're like, no, let me not say that. But sometime in 2021, I think that was where my glow up came, where I was like, 2021 was where like I figured out how to like deal with this stuff, and I had really supportive people around me. Once again, my mom, top babe. top two, she's not number two. My mom, nah, like over and over and over again. My mom, yeah. So yeah, 2021 was where like I started figuring it out and like knowing like this is what was happening to me at the time, and this is how like I could have dealt with it differently, and this is how it could have been better, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, from 2021 to now, I think I graduated in 2021. I went for service 2022 February, finished 2023, and then in the space of this time, I have when I think about it, I like to think of myself as hardworking, yeah, because I think I'm hardworking. Because like in the course of like NYSC and stuff, 33K, hello, I'm high maintenance. So like 33K wasn't doing it for me. So like I had to find a way to, figure it out and like earn money here and there. And once again, my mom, she was still sending me money or NYSC. Any small discomfort, say, hello, I'm going through a lot, please don't judge me. Why would I judge you? She sent me money. So my life was soft here and there, yeah. But then apart from that, I've written, I think that's what I've done for most of the time. I have been writing. I've always thought of myself as such. I know that I'm not there, like Pius would say, I am not there yet, but like I think I'm on the right track, yeah, with all of that. I have, tried out a lot of things. I have hosted this there. I have been a part of that show. It has just been a lot of things. So I am very excited for Spill It. This is the beginning of a new chapter of my life. Yeah, how people are doing their birthday and they say chapter 23. Like me, I'm 16. Yeah, sweet 16. Yeah, so I'm very excited for what Spill It has for me as an individual and how it's going to contribute to like my self-development. And I'm excited to see how like my HR usually says, you're more capable of what you think you can do. I think Bossman says the same thing. So yeah, I'm excited to see what I can do or what my role will be in like taking Spill It to like greater heights, and like the organization generally. I can't lie, I'm really pumped. And I'm very excited to be doing this with you, because there is no you without me. There's no me without you. You get the point. Two of us. It takes two to tango. So yeah, I'm very excited as to what this is going to be. And I hope you're as excited as I am, because we're going to be having great guests who will be spilling it. And I'm sure you had a good time, like my story. You liked it, right? Yeah. So we're going to be having a lot of people, coming up to tell us like stuff about themselves that, is difficult. Stuff about themselves that are difficult, that is difficult. What's the correct thing? Stuff about themselves that they find difficult to say. Stuff about themselves that they find difficult to say. Yeah. So yeah, I think this is going to be very exciting, and I hope you are as excited as I am. See you in the next episode. Follow us on Instagram at The Spill It Show, on Twitter at The Spill It Show. Please follow us on Twitter. Very important. I think that's where my target audience is. So in case they want to drag me, I'll blow. You get the point. If they drag my guest, me and my guest will join and we'll blow together. Yeah, so follow us on Instagram and Twitter at The Spill It Show. Follow us on Facebook at Spill It Podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Engage TV. Click on the notification button so whenever I post, whenever we post, whenever we put up a new episode, you'll be the first to know. Yeah? My name is Idara, and it was nice having you.